All right, so now we're going to build the contact us page, or the report a bug page, that will just enable your users to send a message. You are going to receive that message, and then you can now reply the user if you wish to. So for that, I'm going to create a file, and it's going to be inside of our pages. So pages, and I just got to call it contact. Okay, then inside we're going to create contact.js, the component contact.js. Aha. Now for the contact.js, we are going to bring in our CSS file. So I'll just, you know where to find yours in the repo, so I'll just drag and drop mine here, and then let's go ahead and create the component. So I'll come here and RAFCE. Aha. Then let me quickly import the CSS file. So I'll say import dot forward slash contact.scss. Great. Now go ahead and save that, and let's create a route for this one. So I gotta come here, and then I'll just duplicate this guy like so. Oh no, just here. Oh, I needed to start from here. So just, yeah, like that, and then duplicate it. Now I'm gonna call this okay, I don't think I showed you, so let me just click on the finished product here. Aha, so it's going to be contact hyphen us, and this is what it's going to look like. All right, just a subject and an email, and a user can only use this form when they're logged in. So I gotta come back here, and then I'll just change this to, okay, the second one here, to contact us. So this is gonna be contact hyphen us, and then the component is also going to change to contact. So make sure you import. Aha, so I'll import that, and then I'll go ahead and save. And now if you come back to the project here and you click on this, oh okay, that's not finished compiling. Okay, so now we have that right here. So what we need to do now is to create the component itself. So I'll come to contact.js, and let's just create it. So I would like to first create the state and all the, things that we'll use. So first off, I'm going to say use state, and then the first one is going to be subject. So set subject, and then initially it's just going to be an empty string. Then let's import use state from React. Oh sorry, so import use state. Aha, now we're going to have another one. So that one is going to be the message. So I'll say message, which I want to be small letter. Oh sorry, Control Z. So okay, and here we're just going to make it message. Yeah, I'm also going to make it an empty string initially. Now I'll create a data variable that will just hold the message and the subject. So I'll say const data. It's an object, by the way, and in there I'm just going to have the subject and the message. Okay, next I'll just come down here, and I'll create an arrow function that I'll call send email. So I'll just say send email. Aha, I'll just put an e there, and then e dot prevent default. Okay, so now we can now head over to the return statement and create it. So I'll come here, and I'll give this a class name of contact. So contact, yeah. And so let's look at what the contact page actually looks like. So you see, first off, we have the form. Then we now have this contact card that contains some details about maybe your company or what or something. So here I'm just going to come inside here, and so we're having two. So first off, let's put the heading, which is going to be H3, and it's going to say contact us. I gave it a class name of margin top, so dash empty margin top. Okay, so after that, now we're going to have a div. I'll give you the class of section. Tap that. Then first off, we're gonna have a form. So form comes first, and this form, is gonna have an on submit of send email, which is that function we created up that we've not done anything with. Okay, great. So now inside this, we're gonna have a card. Tap that, and this card is gonna have a card class of card. So let's import the card before we go. Okay, great. Now inside the card, what do we have? Well, we have the input. So let's start by having a label. And then get rid of this. The label is gonna say subject. Then we're gonna have an input. So yeah, we're gonna have an input. Tap that. It's gonna be a type of text. It's going to have a name property that will set to subject. Then placeholder set to subject as well. What else? We're gonna have it's gonna be required. Then it's going to have a value as well. Come on, help me out. Value. And the value is going to be set to subject as well, which is the subject state we created up there. Then lastly, it's going to have an onChange, and that we're going to set to we use the arrow function syntax, and then we're just going to say set subject, and that's just going to be event.target.value. So let's pass in an e here. Aha. So we're just going to do the same for we'll just duplicate this guy. Let me save it first so that it's stacks out. Aha. So now I will just duplicate this guy like so, and then I'm just gonna have this as the message. So here we're going to change this to a text area. And remember, a text area has not just an opening tag, but an opening and a closing tag. So we're going to close it here by saying text area. Okay, then it's going to have the rows and column property. So I don't need the name. Do I need the name? No. Anyway, even if I just had it here, I'll just say message. Then let me just put it at the top. So I'll put the course, and that's going to be equal to 30, which is the default. Then I'll put the rows, which is going to be equal to 10. So rows ws. Yeah. What else? Value is going to change to message. Then of course this will also change to set message. Okay. Is there any other thing required? I think that's about it. Type text. Okay, it doesn't need a type. That's what I was looking at. It doesn't need a type. Okay, so now what do we have next? We're gonna have a button. So before the closure of the card, I'm just gonna come here and add a button, and then the button is just going to say send message, and then it's going to have a class name of, so we're gonna say dash btn, then dash btn hyphen primary. Yeah, so that's, I think this is it for our form. So let me save it, and then let's just make sure that at least we're on the right track. So you see the form is set. Subject, well, I guess we don't want to have that subject as a placeholder, so let me remove the placeholder because it's very horrible. Okay, so now what we need to do next is we need to just build out this card, this second card here, that's going to have all of this information. So to do that, I'll just come outside of the form. So where does the form end? Here. And then I'll just create another div. So let me tab that, and this div is just going to have a class of details, like so. So it's going to have our contact details and stuff. So we'll have another card. This card there, let me open it up. It's going to have, sorry, it's going to have a card class of, so I'll say card 2, sorry, card 2. And what I will do next, so inside the card we have these bits of information, so let's slot them in very quickly. So first we'll start with adding a h3, and the h3 will just say our contact information. Copy that, slot that in. Oh come on, that's too much. Control Z. So it's just this one, our contact info. Copy, and then yeah, slot that in. So what do we have next? Some bit of text which is going to go inside a paragraph. Then I'll just grab this text, copy that, and then I'll slot that in. Then what next? We have this icon and then some text in front of it, so that's going to be a little bit more. So I'll come down here, and then I'll just have a div with a class of icons, plural. Tab that, and then we're going to have a span for each div. So they are, what's it called, they are icons that we're going to use, and usually when we're using icons, I just like to just bring them in. So I'll just bring in all the icons. There are 4 icons that we need. I'll just copy them and then bring them. Now you remember you have access to the finished project, so you can as well just grab the icons. So let's go back down, and then let's just have so here I'll tap that. I'm just going to have this icon, Control V, and then below that I'll just have a paragraph that will list out my phone number. So I'll say P, tap that, and then I'll just put something there, 070-123-123-123. Whatever it is you want, you can do. Then we're gonna have the same for the email, blah blah blah. So you know what I gotta do? I just got to duplicate this guy, 1, then 2, 3. Yeah, so this is the first one. So the second one is going to be FA envelope or envelope. Okay, so let's just delete this and say, hopefully we get autocorrect envelope. Okay, then here we're just going to add an email. So let me just add this email, support@invent.com. so paste that in. What do we have next? The go location. So let's just come here, and then I'll just say go location, and then I'll just say Abuja, which is the state, but this is where you enter your address. Then the last one is Twitter icon. So let's just have that. This is FA Twitter. Then here just add your Twitter username. I think mine is @ZenoTrust. Great. So let's go ahead and save that, and let's see the finished project, the one we're working on right now. So you see, so we have it. So what we need to do is to just add the logic to send the email, and that will just come inside of our send email function. So let's do that quickly because it's not very long. So here, event.prevent default, I'm now going to do a try catch block. So try catch, and well, in my catch block, I'm just going to, if there's any error, I'll just do a toast.error, and then I'll just do the error.message. Okay, let's import toast so that we don't forget. So I'll come here, and then I'll say import toast from, and where is it located? It's located in React Toastify. Aha, come down here. Now in the try block is where we'll now add the main logic for sending the email. So I'll say const, and it's going to be saved inside the response. That's going to be equal to, and we're going to await Axios, and we've not imported Axios, so we need to import Axios, but it's going to be Axios.post. And because we're doing await here, we need to make this asynchronous, so async, and then let's proceed. So Axios.post, and here we're just going to specify the URL we want to post to, which is going to be inside backticks. Then we're going to specify the message we want to send, which we've already saved inside this data. So here I'll just say data. Now what is the URL we want to post to? I think to make life easy, we should just go to auth services, and we should go to auth services and just copy this backend URL. So let me just grab this guy, and where does it end? Okay, so I'll just copy this guy, and then I'll come here to my contact and slot it inside of these backticks. The only problem though is that we don't have any backend URL here. So if you go back to the auth services, you'll see here that we have at the top this export backend URL. So what this means is that we can actually import this anywhere we want and use. So instead of defining it again, I think I'll just import it. Aha, so import it, and that should work. However, this is not the URL we want to post to. So our own is API/contact us. If you remember, you can check that to confirm, but I remember contact us. Okay, that's the API, and this is the data we are sending. All right, now because I'm not actually doing anything with the data, I can now come here and get rid of this response. I don't want to save it to a variable, I just want to fire it. So what do I do next after I've sent the message? I'll set the subject to an empty string. So set subject to empty string, then set message as well to empty string. Yeah, so that's it for this one. And don't forget that we need to make, okay, this is required, this is required. Yeah, so this form will not be able to submit unless you type something inside, because I didn't do any validation with JavaScript here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and save, and I think at this point we can test. Okay, but now that I think about it, after we've sent the message, how do we know that we've sent the message on the front end? Well, I want to have some kind of toast, and I think I'll bring back my response. So here I'll just say const response, and that's going to be equal to, so now when I toast, I can just get the response message. So I'll just come here and say toast dot success, and then I'll just toast the response dot data, which is what we get dot message. And if you remember correctly, the response dot data just message is just saying message sent. Okay, so that's the small modification we're going to do. Aha, so now we can then go ahead and test this out. So I'll come here and let me just add a subject here. So I'll just say test, what's it called? I want to send something that's reasonable. I don't want to send, I'll just say course inquiry. Say hello Zeno, please give me more info about your course. And then let's even say thanks. You know, we always have to be polite. Okay, so I'll go ahead and send, and fingers crossed, send. Oh, okay, I don't, okay, yeah, so I get the message here, email sent. I probably can create a better UI for this, but anyway, this is what we have. So email sent, and let's check our Outlook email to be sure that we received it. So let me open this up, and oh, I have to log into my Outlook email. Let me do that quickly. And as you can see here in my Outlook email, we have the course inquiry that we just sent. We'll click on it and you see here, hello Zeno, please give me more info about your course, thanks. So our contact us page works. All right, so technically we can see that we've completed the project, although we need to do a general test. And for our dashboard page, we need to add actual like products to the dashboard page, because these are all test products and stuff. So that's what we'll just do in the next video. So I'll by myself, I'll add a couple of products and then we'll just make some changes in the next video before we now prepare for deployment. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.